looking at Moobs, looking at Yo, there's a lot of opportunity really for the chambers to be able to pop off, and it's been a while since we've seen the big old Frenchman do a lot of damage for these teams, and you know what, I'm all here for it. And then meanwhile, bringing in the deadlock, to me that seems like you're setting up a lot more trap plays alongside the duelist, but of course you want to just shut things down with that specific wall. But we're already getting in the middle of it. Moobs getting the better of his half.
Quick fight to start things out, but that'll also let everybody on the field know that most of these players are sitting on C Mound, so OdaQ gonna go ahead and toss out that barrier mesh and hit that B door to quickly connect themselves to the rest of the map, as Winthrop will now try to springboard off of that first blood that Moobs granted to them.
And a pretty fast response from Six Karma as well. Rotating themselves around, understanding that this could just be Moobs on that Mission Impossible solo mission currently, trying to draw a lot of aggro over, while it is in fact the play, because Winthrop University slowly make their way towards Mound. No one has really taken the bait just quite yet, but Sabor is going to have a mountain of work in front of him.
Yeah, if they're just sending out that other smoke as well, he doesn't have any way to play preventatively apart from just that paranoia, and the other one is going to get sent his way first. He has no choice but to back away and just hand this over. An Infiltrator is going to take that, run with it, then walk a little bit more to that back corner of the boxes. Winthrop sets up shop, gets that double sentinel locked and loaded. The barrier mesh actually a little awkward, so OdaQ can kind of toy with this a little bit. So Infiltrator going to try and make up the gap. It's a waterfall fight that Infiltrator will lose. 1v2 not going his way, but Winthrop can re-extend from there and hold down the rest of the front line. OdaQ the next to fall. 3v4 on the 6K retake. Still got one in Sabor on the back, but you have to blow out of this smoke, and all the while, you gotta waste time. Belencito refrags Governor. Fade for fade as 6K continues the trollops up to the site. Moves found out via the haunt, but can you actually hold the spike? Absolutely not. When Glyph is still holding his own in his smoke. He's good for 2, in fact, as Winthrop University take the pistol.
Yeah, Glyph navigating around the site, playing inside of the smokes, and look at that, like Winthrop University feeling nice and confident, especially after that last one. Like I said, you know, you come into an incredible overtime matchup between these two teams, and they were able to come out on top in the midst of all of that. Sure, a little bit of awkward timing, but in the end, you know that everything is going to be working out well for Winthrop University with those post plants. Something that they've, once again, been really impressing me with on. So let's see how they go. Whole bunch of weapons coming out from the side of Winthrop University. Of course, on the other side, OdaQ is going to be opting to bring in the Marshal. And so that's going to be the only buy up on the other side. Otherwise, just classics across the board. Of course, with Yozera, Headhunter in hand, ships passing in the night, but Yozera comes out on top this time on that chamber counterpart.
Oh, and OdaQ also finds Glyph on the second walk up with that pocket Marshal that he's holding on to. Very unconventional, and it works. Still though, WU boasts the heavy gun diff, especially here in the yard. Let's go lawn mowing. Good double hold by Mephisto and company. So Mephisto actually gets 2. That's the clear. 6K steal away the anti-eco.
Yet again, it's those group ups, those moments that we see 6K kind of walk out on top. I mean, we talked about, oh, I didn't use the term then, but like a death ball stack, but it feels like that's kind of what they lean into on their defense. You know, stack up all your players and then make it so that when they walk in, we can catch 1 or 2 people off guard, find a couple of easy, quick kills just with a pure volume of bullets. Then life's going to be nice and easy after that. So it is going to be the turnaround. 6 Karma get that round. Infiltrator bringing the Bucky in onto this specific round. Yozera so far forwards with the outlaw in hand, goes for the shot, can't quite connect. We'll have to back off.
Just thwarts a little bit of opening util, and he's still somehow able to hold his own despite the close proximity that Infiltrator gets himself. Still, it's purely a vessel to get the rest of WU on site. They will make do with those pistols and clear out the front line first. Moobs is still going. Belencito all alone with this. Odin can clear out the entire wave, though, and turn this back to 6K's favor. That was a close one, though.
Ooh, Brock would be proud.
He's still got 7 Headhunter shots here. He can maybe make this work. Nobody's watching Spike directly. And you know Moves is going to start by clear, and now he has the Guardian out. All right. Giving away noise.
Spike planted.
Yeah, now we see it's just a group up again. Six Karma, a lot more comfortable when they can play together. Prowler might give moves this position away.
You have no util other than the haunt here. Oh, there's the grab net. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Wow, that was so well tossed by ODQ. Yeah, that's guaranteed. Fun attempt there by Moobs. But, yeah, Broxito getting that mowdown with the Odin early on, turning this C-site to butter. When you're not able to pack together like that with one of the Sentinels, it feels like one of the things that you'll kind of have to do is just kind of spray through the crowd.
Yeah, and once again, it was one of those moments, right, where you see Winthrop University, like, I love the just aggression that we see from them moving in. Glyph up top, kind of playing those tricky positions. So many members on that actual site. And yet, unless you got the good weaponry, you're gonna fall victim to the Odin pretty handily. As it's just gonna be way too many bullets, not enough shields. To kind of give yourself really an opportunity to try and bring things around. So let's see what the answer is this time. Winthrop University coming in now. All the most expensive weapons in the game in their pockets. Moves with the operator in hand. Governor does have that Odin, and Ali, well, he's got a spray down.
Wow. And just finding that. Wow, WU really speedrunning this, aren't they? They've just found all those openers. Decent bit of trade back. Decent bit of noise making. Mephisto jump peeking to see how heavily WU commits to the door crunch now that they've packed themselves back in. ODQ's here ready to fight. That operator's spooky, isn't it? Oh, Glyph TP up. That's delayed, but Governor has the coverage. Mephisto versus 2. Oh, you've seen this man do all sorts of things like this in Latin America North before. Can he do it here?
Oh my
It's
goodness,
Governor Cito. Governor Brock Cito now. Everybody's loving the Odin, aren't we?
Now it's my turn to pull you back on the leash. Okay, you're getting too far away from the script here.
I'm doing great, man. I'm at the top of my game right now.
Oh boy. This worries me. But no, this time around, like, I think that was a really good round from Winthrop University. I do have to question whether or not they really wanted to stick that. When we come down to these individualistic styles between these two teams, where Six Karma are 100% going to play that one together, make sure that they can group up, do all that type of stuff. Winthrop University, they're going for those hero plays. They're going for those hero moments where we just see Governor walk out with the Odin ready to just kill the other person there. And especially when you're going up against Mephisto, that's one of those moments that I would have expected to group up, but nonetheless works out for Winthrop to kind of tie things up yet again. They have a couple of ultimates online here, namely Ali could potentially just yoink somebody out there, go fishing, pull somebody away, and that might be really good if Six Karma are not able to respond with their own.
And there it is. You found Josera, and no proper counter angle to stop it. But this is a very slim window for WU to actually press onto with. And so they'll use it to take the much weaker baby door. Every crack and crevice lined up, but the Nightfall in interception gives 6K their own opening and their own annihilation.
Oops.
Gets broken instantly, but the Haunt on top of that gives them a whole lot of intel to play off of. The Mephisto util into the 4K. What a display to completely clear this out. And it forces Glyph right back to that A site, but Mephisto is running it down. He wants that ace. It won't be handed to him, and Glyph sees the opportunity. He's gonna TP all the way to C site.
Boy, there's a real opportunity here. Glyph has been playing extremely well so far onto this map. 1v3 might be a little bit difficult. Once again, with the style that we've seen Six Karma play, they like to play nice and grouped up, nice and together, ready to trade off of things, and it will take a miracle for Glyph to pull this off.
To deny the ace like this with just one smoke in the tank that's already been used to delay an angle that isn't even getting approached, this feels impossible. This feels done. This still feels scary. Glyph first drop, finds one body! Are you joking? Altitude, one head, pops out again! Glyph does it!
There's no way!
That's just when Winthrop dies!
Oh man. Glyph having his moment in the spotlight there. The rest of Winthrop University ready to stand up as well. Tap up their friend over there, but a crazy round nonetheless. Hey, you ever heard of these ultimate abilities? Well, that last round, we saw so many of them just all being tossed out, and it's just down to Glyph. The map awareness, the just understanding where the players are going to be walking out for that 1v3 clutch. Ali on his feet. Let them know Yeah, I was a coach, and yet we still win this one out. Winthrop University, they take the lead on this map.
He was a coach, by the way.
Oh,
You guys know that?
What? That's crazy.
You guys know you used to coach these guys?
I had no idea.
Oh, Zera finding another early angle on the mound, and it'll give him his TDF. That's the one win con that 6K can really grapple onto this round, and Winthrop are willingly walking into it after that opening kill. Moves just wallbang through the rubble spot to get that.
Well, it didn't quite end up as a kill, and
I didn't even know
Zera
you
just
could do that.
in the back right now. That could be very deadly, especially with the members of Six Karma ready at Waterfall to kind of cut Winthrop off.
Glyph is just holding down the site. They don't care. Raw dominance against the pistols. I don't even ask. Genuinely.
Throwing net.
Yeah, every other guarantee. 6K have so much more clearing to do. This is already like this is cooked.
Yeah, the weapon advantage, of course, win Winthrop University's hands, but Glyph kind of waking up right now, feeling like the raid boss on the side of Winthrop University. Definitely feeling it. Obviously, with that last clutch round has been so instrumental, but has been pretty consistently finding multi-kills for Winthrop, just playing off these tricky positions that Six Karma have not been checking, and as a result, falling victim to. So, excellent stuff going out from Glyph. This has been a huge wake-up from Glyph to make sure that Winthrop University continue to string these rounds together and potentially find themselves in that 2-0 scenario against Six Karma.
Cover going out.
Very crucial turning point here for Winthrop University to really start putting on the pressure. Oh, moves. There we go. All right. I want to speak momentarily to Sabor in particular, because there's something that we haven't gotten to highlight enough for him, which is that this position on his team has kind of been his like first foray into comp in general. Like this stint on Six Karma has really been his first in Latin America at an Ascension tournament where just about everybody else has been floating in 2.5 for God knows how long. A remarkable gap in experience at first glance, but Sabor has I think really been making it up and doing a great job of allowing second chances for the rest of Six Karma to try to renew these fights. I think it hasn't necessarily been the smoke timing. I think the paranoias have been a lot better and a lot more patient so far coming from him. I think we just need to see a little more ability to be as powerful as he is slippery, because he does a great job of getting out of fights, but he unfortunately has been just underperforming a little bit in them.
Yeah, and like the desk said, this has been a marathon match between these two teams, and trust me, as someone who's ran 2 marathons here, the most important thing is making sure that you keep that mental sharp. And while you can see some of these other players starting to go more into like autopilot, Sabor has been doing a really good job at still being disruptive, still trying to play that game, despite the fact that this has been such a lengthy endeavor for Six Karma. And especially if they do win this map, they're going to be playing yet another map. And so that mental really has to stay nice and sharp and focused if they want to continue to potentially, once again, secure their spot right now, because all they need to do is win one map against Winthrop University, and then mathematically speaking, they find their spot in the play-ins.
So much at stake continuously after such a great start by 6K. Holding on as much as possible could be all they need to do. It might be all they can do. But the torch has not been passed to Winthrop yet. Those Talons still trying to scoop this map up to take this 2-0 and set themselves as that first seed of the GS.
All I'm thinking right now is, at the end of the day, these guys got to go back and do some homework.
Right. So much to prepare for after this is done, and so much you've already given away. Tis the life of a third seed. The fist still caught on the creep back. Yeah, Moves has made so much distance. That's a great first blood that guarantees this baby door for WU. They will waltz right in, keep Moves inserted here. Again, you know exactly what they're doing, and this time Sabor is able to cover it, but the setup onto B is crisp. An Infiltrator ahead of that mesh will get another gap in the frags.
This is going to be an interesting one. 3v4 here. Goes so low on HP, but does have a rifle.
have to contest from such a distance here before you can actually get the fight started, but WU is compressed because of that. You find the right moment, you find everything, if you're either Otaku or Sabor. Ladder sticking around a little bit longer. Yeah, no, you can't hold this anymore. No opportunity presented itself, and thus it is 5-2. Oh, and losing another gun in the process. That is rough.
Oh, man. It felt like almost indecision on the side of Six Karma that round. Not sure whether or not they really wanted to go in there, as Ali unfortunately gets caught in the spike explosion. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but I really have to say that felt like it was purely just the result of Infiltrator being so active on the map, especially when the spike goes down, immediately applying some of that other pressure. You could tell there's hesitation from Six Karma. They're not able to properly group up and then play the game that they want to. They have to consistently be worried about Infiltrator just kind of finding a pick on that backside. And so the easier call is just to back up and save your weapon, because the Neon poses such a threat. And to be frank with you, Infiltrator really hadn't moved that much.
It's so true. Hasn't been too much of a shift just yet. And again, Winthrop, they're able to kind of bottle up those big slides that Infiltrator has been taking. The spear tip is staying in Winthrop's hands a little bit more often.
Uh-oh.
Same song and dance, but Infiltrator may have missed a step. That's okay. Oh, nice shot by Sabor. They have a little bit of a universal threat, actually.
Yeah, great stuff, though, from Winthrop University. Still being really active on the map right now. Look at that positioning from Moobs. Really denying anything going forwards. Of course, 6K. Going to be grouping up, moving through, but it's going to be that high-low.
Nothing out of the ordinary for either side at this point. The flow tree's already gone too far. We got to just rinse and repeat. Watch out. As long as you get those kills, you can be satisfied. TDF is already drained as well, so. No cuts, no bruises, no scrapes, no problems. 4 stay standing.
Yeah, it almost looked too clean coming out from Winthrop on that post-plant positioning. I mean, obviously we talk about the strength of how they are positioning and like, oh yeah, look, Infiltrator being disruptive and all that type of stuff. But you can tell the protocols are definitely in place as well. They stack themselves up on that high-low. As soon as they feel a little bit of pressure, immediately you see the util come out. It's going to be a grav net met by I think it was a stun that kind of flew out towards Waterfall, and then that buys just enough time to allow the players to back up into their secondary positions where they set up all those crossfires, because they're just yielding the space for Six Karma's utility. Just I think it was really well orchestrated and plotted out from Winthrop on the post plan.
Yeah, I think that was the slow zone from the TDF, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Mephisto, the grav net! That's such a great gamble that Ali takes. And now there's no showstopper in this rifle round. No certainty of where Winthrop is going to push from here, but they can boost that A presence whenever they want to. Ozera, though, going to just move forward, try to get an angle that can't be covered. But that just means a Prowler can hunt you down instead. Infiltrator, good jump out to intimidate. Ooh. Nice dink before he dips away. But unfortunately, doesn't do all too much. And WU can, yeah, just swim the perimeter. Take over Baby Door again. Moobs finally getting his as he's held this opening for so damn long. And we take the fountain again.
Spike planted.
And yet again, it's so difficult for Six Karma to try and retake this. Still a lot of angles and a lot of utility in front of them that can prevent them from even moving in. Like, look at this crossfire over towards A. They're making sure the chamber can't even get a foot in the door, let alone that barrier mesh. And it's one of those moments, once again, Six Karma, they just decide, okay, let's save the rifles. This is very quickly starting to snowball for Winthrop University. Their sunset plan their Lotus plan feels really well thought out.
Yeah, it's a black hole we see these defensive teams enter all too often on Lotus, where you have so much that you've saved, so much that you've played conservatively with up until you actually dump onto such a small site that feels so pointless to reapproach when you're from a deficit. Six Karma, very much so, now that without that operator as well. Another big reset, Winthrop University. I mean, if you can get a big enough gap here, it feels so much stronger than the 9-3 on the previous map that they were able to come back from did. I mean, even just a 10-2 feels so much more insurmountable here on Lotus when you have so many other tools to like play preventatively. One barrier mesh, one paranoia that WU plays right, and you're screwed.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like Winthrop University have just been doing an amazing job of keeping Mephisto honest. Obviously, Mephisto, the player that we were expecting to highlight a lot on the side of 6 Karma, it genuinely feels like just consistently is getting caught up in the Winthrop University utility trap and then forced to take a gunfight against the members where Mephisto just immediately dies. There's been multiple rounds now where we see Mephisto be the first pick, and so a lot of that raised pressure, a lot of that duelist just survivability just gets completely taken off, allowing Winthrop University such an easier time to go in onto those sites, and then they trickle into their post-plant protocol, which once again, I think has just been looking immaculate on Lotus thus far.
Couldn't agree more. It feels like they have endless resources to work with to continue maintaining advantage. One that feels far too steep for 6 Karma to even justify trying to conquer. And those first bloods that you get when you're in those positions where you're caught early off of something like a Graph Nut, off of something like a purely peeking off Optif, off of moves, holding that angle so classically for so long. 6 Karma's endurance test is starting to wean on them. You can see the cracks starting to show, but still, an attack have to get to after this and a couple more rounds of defense to play through. ozera, tough call to make already after getting caught by the Haunt, but the grab net tossed out by O2Q does give him some time and space to play with before TPing away.
This is kind of crazy. This is the first time we really see Winthrop be so gung-ho to move in onto A, and it's the time that we see a 2-tap.
Runs right into the trademark, and ozera has such an easy time just holding the line. Winthrop University stopgap, they try the alternative path. It's the door, and it's Governor taking over. But no tree commitment. The snake into the connector still just feels too juicy. But this time it's Mephisto holding it close. Where, oh where do WU decide to tail now? The smoke out from Sabor preventing the trademark from catching him. And so a backstab that may not be checked at the right time as the door is burned away by Mephisto, and O2Q finds the angle to backstab as well. Perfect timing on all cylinders from 6K. And 2 sheriffs remain standing in this round. With Governor, Mr. Worldwide, having to take that circumnavigation back through the steps. O2Q, it's 3 for him. It's 3 for 6 Karma. It's a real game again.
Oh, does Governor get the Mr. Worldwide title just because he's been bouncing around the region so much?
Yeah,
is that the reason why?
He's fighting for VCT region number 3 right now, dude. Are you kidding me? Mr. 305.
But yeah, that time around, like, it just felt like it was all on that individual play, because as soon as we see the double tap come through, Winthrop University look like they're just caught in a trap. They don't know really how to walk out of there. And of course, the trademark missing that flank more or less seals the nail in the coffin. So 6 Karma, they get themselves up to 3 rounds. And let's see if they're able to get any more here, as Helencito is able to find Infiltrator right off the bat. Cliff going down as well.
Oh, what a weird off jump to take with the showstopper. But again, it feels like Mephisto just hitting that trigger finger when he smells blood in the water, and 6 Karma try to get that feeding frenzy going, but WU was not committal enough to any specific angle to lose more than 1 at a time. Still though, losing Infiltrator and Glyph so damn early on, with no real punishment coming through, and Mephisto was barely touched. And ozera barely had to move back after that first opening peek. WU still stuck in spawn at the moment. The think tank has to try to stop this gap from being closed early on.
This is so interesting. I mean, moves on the other side of the map. Trying to find an off angle while Ali and Governor gonna be going in, and Annihilation gets popped here, but not able to find anything. Sabor finds the headshot though.
But Moobs was not caught by that Prowler that was launched out over on C main, and so he's been able to walk into Waterfall completely unchecked. Meanwhile, Governor is going to tap the spike on the B site. Oh, this is disgusting from Moobs, but he's got an operator and can't do a thing. It's got to be Governor with the Odin, and it's got to be 2 more from him as well. The Paranoia into the TP so that Sabor doesn't sell his position. He'll play from Mound as Governor plants back sight, but doesn't duck into the hole, and C9 falls towards main before it's even held. Now he holds the spike. Where does he turn? Where does he guess? ozera late with this operator. Sabor loses the first duel, but stays alive, and ozera able to come in. A little too messy from Governor, and unfortunately, There was not that much room for error at the end of the day. You love to see the game plans coming through, but simply put, 6K had far too much to manage that time around.
Yeah, and this time around, like, we're seeing Mephisto be a lot more careful about that positioning. And we're already seeing kind of the impact that the Raze staying alive really just impacts the rest of the game there. Of course, now we're seeing the individual talents of the 6 Karma players coming alive. Governor almost making a good run at it, but you're going up against, you know, Zero with an operator. You're not going to really come out on top of that one. And Moob's missing, unfortunately. It's pretty critical shots to potentially have turned things around. And yet, here we go. One more round left in this half. Winthrop University would love to get to 8. 6 Karma, they find 5. That comeback is very much underway.
Yeah. Big Fulcrum round for both sides. First bit of real Odin spamming we've seen in the A door, and it will net out the peak from Moob, stopped by Hosera. Now a Nightfall onto a big stack on the tree. 6K quick to the punch to keep WU from trying to twist this knife in what would be an effective 4v2. Especially since Pelencito already got dragged down to 58 with that Odin chunk. But Governor doing a little bit more, finishing off the health pool. Now Pelencito in danger with his own Odin. Glyph pushes it. And WU holds down the site again. Mephisto now boxed away with the help of the barrier mesh. And you've got to hold that war on 2 fronts. So Zera now with the sandwich. Double Senti coming back through the courtyard. They have 2 different ways of hitting this link head on. But they've got to burn the mesh first. Tree door hit. Annihilation out, trying to find the bubble. As Mephisto makes that ground. Grabnet does not slow anybody down. O2Q, great patience to catch Glyph. Grabnet on top of it. Hosera holds down the angle. 3v2 now, effectively. Governor holding down with this Odin. Mephisto sprays him. Just 1 to go. Infiltrator from the drop. Mephisto toying with him. So much more space for the remainder. And he's holding that spike. Infiltrator for 1. O2Q's head goes down. Hosera on 1. Infiltrator on 1.
Gotta go.
Who wins the psychological battle? It's Infiltrator! A clutch to take him to 8!
We love to see Infiltrator kind of pop off like that. I was going to say, given the amount of time that it took for 6 Karma to slowly make their retake on, time was really starting to clown. And, you know, at that point, Winthrop University, they just need to stay alive long enough, just be disruptive enough to be able to win that one out. I thought the retake from 6 Karma was looking pretty tight with the ultimate and the utility usage, but unfortunately, they just weren't fast enough. And then Infiltrator able to just make sure that there is no opportunity whatsoever to make it happen. And so we do find ourselves at this 8-4 half, but 6 Karma not out of this one just quite yet.
While Brazil's best is waiting in the wings for which team will have to be pressured, we also have Brazil's rest in the audience. We got Corinthians TKZine on the floor with an interview.
Valorante brasileiro, TKZine que amassou agora no Challengers. Vamos falar um pouquinho sobre isso. Trouxe o fã-clube também aqui atrás. E é o seguinte, me dê uma palavra de alento, de calma, mano, porque a 6 Karma tem que ganhar, mano.
Mano, então, o 6 Karma voltou agora um pouquinho, tem que garantir esse pistol aí pra facilitar nossos companheiros da Red, né? Tem que facilitar o caminho pra eles, pô, pra vir chegando agora e depender só deles, não de mais ninguém.
Você esperava essa Winthrop com um nível tão forte, uma resiliência muito forte também?
Não, acho que a 6 Karma veio pra surpreender também. Eu acho que a Winthrop veio pra... Como posso dizer? Eles estão... Eu acho que o nervosismo deles não bateu pra eles, mas pra 6 Karma sim, um pouco.
Talvez um pouquinho do cansaço, enfim, não sabemos. Eu quero saber de você, mano, porque ano que vem vai mais uma vez Challengers Brasil tentar chegar aqui nesse Ascension, ou já estão começando a conversar, aquele passarinho que de repente fala uma coisa ali?
Eu não sei de nada, a única coisa que eu sei é que eu quero jogar um campeonato, mas agora fofoquinha, não posso falar nada não, tudo no secreto.
Se esse aqui não jogar o campeonato ano que vem, eu sou completamente maluco. De volta aí com vocês.
TKZine having some high hopes for both of these teams, seeing the energy that these players are still liable to have, and it's true. Anybody here could pop off at any given moment, despite how long 6K is playing and how much pressure has been put on Winthrop University. It is truly anybody's game as we take it to the second half. 6 Karma potentially with all the momentum in the world to gain on their attack half.
And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really impressed with how Governor has been starting to fit in with Winthrop University. When they first announced that Governor was being brought into the roster, it looked a little dicey to say the least. But as time has gone on, it really feels like Winthrop are very comfortable with Governor as a part of their squad. Currently playing and top of the kill feed right now with 11 kills just alongside Glyph. Governor with Winthrop University has really started to work together, and I love to see my guy pop off like that. So it is really nice to see Winthrop putting these pieces together.
Grav nets tossed in tandem early on here in the courtyard, and Pelancito and Mephisto sense that as an opportunity to gain that extra space off rip. And they'll in fact pressure both of these A-site doors. Make WU guess early. Speaking of early, how about that trademark to keep Hosera with this lurk as well? Moobs is so boxed out at the moment. WU with the 3-stack ready to prong the fight. Oh, that's a tough meeting, Ali. Subwar has tree for free. Turn onto the door. It's a 2-piece for 2-piece. But 6K, with the help of the barrier mesh, can isolate away A-site, and now Hosera with that lurk is getting all of the damage he needs. Moves on the chase down, forces him to make a call, and Governor will eventually stop that. So it will be a 2v2, and the barrier mesh has actually slowed down the street push exponentially. So 6 Karma don't have too much room to play off of this plant, but they have just enough.
See how they want to do it 2v2 here. Governor and Moobs. Feeling pretty good this game. Let's see if they can make magic happen again and win this pistol round, which would be great for Winthrop University.
First Prowler tossed in by Governor. Extension out the door from O to Q. Leaving Sabor by himself, and Moobs approaching the fight alone. Now the double swing from 6 Karma in the 2v1. Very well paced in such a pressure cooker of a situation for 6 Karma taking that pistol.
And once again, 6 Karma, a necessary step for them to slowly walk their way back into this map here. Yeah, that barrier mesh by Ali, sure, it was like, oh no, I died, but it really slowed things down and gave enough time for the rest of Winthrop University to be good about it. But once again, when it just comes down to the stack-ups, I really like the way that 6 Karma are playing. They've always got somebody swinging off of each other if they're not swinging together. It almost feels like maybe they were doing some practice after school or something, just like, all right, now swing together. 1, 2, 3, swing. Because that feels so solid from this team.
You think they do like school sanctioned stuff, like ropes courses and stuff? Like the team bonding exercises? Oh, Cliff staying close and personal with this pistol, gets a crunch, and lets Infiltrator. That was a nasty one. Always the ecos, never the antis, huh? Now the double piece onto O to Q. The pressure just keeps mounting in the strangest of positions, and they found the guy who isn't holding the gun. Hosera with a Phantom versus the world.
Oh. Gonna have to go back and work on those synchronized stepping, I guess, because Winthrop University looking so clean with it that time. They just simply overwhelm with a tide of bodies. Rain of bullets. Make sure that works out. Hosera, though, does have a Phantom. And look at those HP pools. Definitely possible.
Certainly if you find a stack. There's one! Hosera! 1v2, 1v1! He finds everything, Governor! Edging it out. 7 bullets for Hosera. He makes it work. No anti-pistol for you.
I am speechless at that. Like, surely Winthrop University knew that he was going to have a Phantom in his hands, right? But the outplaying that kind of goes on there, the aggression we see Hosera just use, it's absolutely beautiful. It's immaculate. Completely just dismantles any of the momentum that Winthrop University had put together. Watch this, like, immediately just teleports up top, ready for the swing round, so aware of every single angle, getting a 4K to inject a little bit of life, inject a little bit of momentum back into 6 Karma off his feet. An unbelievable play.
Once again, up close and personal early on. Moves the first to meet the threat this time, and he'll get shredded. WU pack back up. Take over one sight line. Dealing with that lurker, Hosera is gone. Big bonus potential here if 6 Karma can pack back up. Very early barrier mesh to make sure that WU can stack up nice and early, but the reactive fight is non-existent now because 6 Karma still have so much room to trek.
Yeah, the barrier mesh does go down, so enables another avenue here. But yeah, now at this point, like, Palancito has to do a good job of clearing things out just because they've yielded all that space. Meanwhile, Winthrop University, they're grouping up. They're doing their best 6 Karma impression. Ready to take kind of the initiation when it happens at them. We're seeing that Governor and Infiltrator stack walk together, ready for these plays. Well, actually, nothing is going to be really happening over towards that B site. So instead, it's going to be a free site take for 6 Karma. They will be able to get that spike down nice, clean, and easy.
30 seconds left.
Peloncito just following the crowd back as 6 Karma will set up all that deadlock util. Plant for the mound as well. And no one from WU is going to be able to backstab. And this has so much potential for 6 Karma to go for a breakaway off rip here. What are the linchpins? It's got to be the haunt on the corner here, right? Oh no, it's the C's. Sabor blinded. Mephisto not! 2 down. That's another paint shell in the tank. He can start waltzing around this site. And the rest of 6K can kind of lay back a little bit as the time ticks away. Still though, WU crunching, walls are closing. Mephisto holds it down still on these boxes. Glyph has to do it. And Mephisto is the raid boss of the round to give 6 Karma the bonus.
And once again, we're seeing one of those reasons that you could tell Winthrop University had so much success when they were on the attack, setting up those traps for Mephisto, making sure that the Rays cannot get active, because you let that Rays get active, well, you get one of these types of rounds. Mephisto finding an unbelievable amount of value on this one. 4 kills, bringing it back. Once again, further riding off the confidence that was set by Yozera on that last round. The 2-star players that we were looking forward to seeing on 6 Karma really flexing themselves on this one. Yozera goes in for a shot, but not able to secure that kill.
And already the walls are closing in this time as WU sense that blood in the water that they can try to munch on. Ali giving away a pistol, so has to take the pot shots early on. And now the grab net tossed in. I think Infiltrator was caught by that, so he's got to stick this for at least a moment. 6 Karma in the meantime. Now that that chaos has all been said and done, surely we feel a little more confident just kind of walking around the rest of the map, right? Well, there is still moves that has not been accounted for yet. Holding down that C main with a couple shots in that headhunter.
That honestly buys so much room and so much space. Boob's gonna be able to escape here, but at least they know where things are going. They just gotta watch out for Yozera, who spotted out a foot, but misses both those shots. So yeah, the rundown will make sure that actually this is coming out all Winthrop University's side.
Yeah, tough checkpoint to establish there, and Winthrop can just overwhelm it. So that is some decent guns going the way of Winthrop here, as the spike will not go down just yet. Sabor trying to get ahead of things, and with the one-way smoke, just forces a reposition for moves. That's rough, buddy. And that's probably the round said and done. No, yeah, Peloncito. Okay. Talk it. And that's a gap that's really starting to get set up here by 6K as they'll tie us up at 8.
Yeah, I mean, the comeback is looking more and more real. Even with those initial picks there, it was looking like Winthrop University should have been able to get it, but Peloncito alongside Mephisto just lock that site down completely. And 6 Karma, they're ready. They're raring to go yet again. They know that that map 3 is looking more and more like a good possibility. At this point, Winthrop University, they will be taking that time out. Pause the momentum for a second. You know, things have not been going their way on the second half of the map. Cool off the heads a little bit and figure out what to do, because if they can secure this win, that would make things so much easier, given the fact that Winthrop still have one more match to go after this.
Yeah, definitely would be better for Winthrop to just get this out of the way now. Same kind of mentality as 6 Karma when they cleared out their first matchup against Red Canids. To make that last match as little of a variable as possible would be really nice. In the meantime, if Winthrop end up winning this map and then just take one more, then they'll be the only safe team. Same kind of position that 6 Karma's in right now. So, tough position for everyone at the moment as things are so dang close. And yet you see Winthrop just smiling the whole way through. You know, look at Governor, absolute vibes merchant, having the time of his life here.
Well, to be fair, Governor probably is the most used to kind of this stage, having played in all of the different VCTs on a stage. You know the presence, you know the hype, you know how to work up the crowd. And well, 6 Karma coming to this next round. 4 ultimates online. Don't mind that Bucky from Yoa, because we will be actually seeing Tour de Force going to be in full effect here as Infiltrator this time around, looking to get away from things, able to sidestep the annihilation. That is really important.
What? That was correctly guessed in everything. Damn shame for 6K. An empty ultimate and now nothing to work off of. Oh, but Infiltrator's just gonna walk up to this support. The
Whoa.
timing, come on, dude. The script feels a little too real for this round.
Man.
Infiltrator will just keep walking on. Hey, he hasn't learned a thing yet, has he? Oh, now he knows so much. By TDF, by Lurk, by any opportunity to go anywhere else this match. You've got to commit to this A push. And Oda Q is down as well. Recycle the smoke and try your hand at this lesser pathway. Mephisto can't make headway through the baby door. Pelencito has to spray through to try to make the dent through tree. And the Nightfall will fall onto one deaf ear. It will have to be Pelencito in the 1v3.
30 seconds
Crumbling down is this attack that just felt like the fates were against it this time around. And Winthrop have the lead back.
VALORANT timing on display in full effect right there. Oh, the slip through. And honestly, that is what really seals the nail on the coffin. Exactly like you said, the fact that Infiltrator goes into the back line puts all the pressure. Suddenly they have to commit to here. Mephisto sure has been able to pull off magic, but not able to do it that time. Just too many cards stacked against 6 Karma. And a much needed round from Winthrop University. That is the first round that they have won on this attack. Of course, last time we saw them climb back up from 9-3, starting out by winning 5 rounds in a row, but this time around they stopped it a little bit early. Winthrop University, a lot going on. Annihilation comes through. Saborz is going to get grabbed.
And that lands. No immediate availability, so it'll just get shot back down. The pack is here, but Winthrop now knows that, so they can play a little farther back on top of their own utility. Still, though, Moves is staying put. Infiltrator staying put. Glyph gonna finally try to play for that centrality. Try to placate the stack. That looks like it'll migrate to B once more.
It's so slow and cautious. Still a minute left on the clock here. Mephisto, tip the spear. Still has those paint shells available. But look at the angle that Moves is holding with that operator.
Paranoia will give away Glyph's position temporarily here. But if it hits enough, does it really matter? No one's going to be prompted to move in on that. Yeah, Moves doesn't get a single player until he would hate it. 6K, they won't even go for the opportunistic blow against it. They'll just take the A site and the grab net. Traps Ali. Very well taken. And Glyph very much in front of this to try to get some gap back, especially after hearing that audio right in the muck in front of him, but can't land anything, and so has to back out to try to go for fight number 2.
Not ready yet.
3v5 on this
you can't
scenario.
even...
Cover going out.
They're out of there.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, there's too much utility in front of them that they were willing to necessarily engage with it. Given the fact that Moves also has that operator, the economy not looking the best, they will be able to buy up nice and easy onto this next round, but they decide to play it safe instead. Drained out a couple of the ultimates there. Just call that one a win, save your money, and go again onto that next round. No need to throw your lives away and lose even further money if you want to keep that economic advantage.
So much of this stage of the game being dictated by just who gets the bright idea first, who gets that light bulb moment. Whether it's finding the right shred through the wallbang spots on stairs or rubble, or even the off angles on the boxes behind the mound. Those punishes of, like you said, those attempted hero plays, soft hero plays, have been pretty massive here. And in turn, missing those punishes has also paid off dividends. If these teams have an idea and have room to work with it, it's going to work.
Whew. See what we've got this time around. It is actually a Moves early kill, so Mephisto gets taken off the chessboard very early on, which is exactly what you want for Winthrop University. This is why they've been sending Moves out so early. Try and find that easy, nice, quick kill, and then back out. Let the rest of the squad regroup. But my eyes are looking on the other side. Dozera, unchecked, has to back off onto B. But still, given the fact the bigger mesh is up on the A side for Winthrop University, the reinforcements are going to be nice, quick, and easy. And they will be able to approach this retake whenever they need to.
It's a great long-term game plan. They've been conditioning the mound presence so long that Moob's just holding the door is almost unorthodox at this point. So he's able to get that freebie without getting really hard checked. Ah, great grav net to stall, though. 6K is kind of able to keep him stuck here. It's got to be 2 angles. It's got to be Infiltrator on the slide, and he's good for his opener. Ali stalled with the stun, but no longer. Now WU gonna try to condense and compress. Q on the boxes, great. Reflex is there, good for a second on the boxes, but eventually the crowd is cleared. WU have enough to offer to the problem, and they will hit double digits first here on Lotus.
Push a button.
And once again, we're seeing some of those Winthrop University clean retakes coming through, looking so coordinated, like they know exactly how they want to approach that site and make sure that they push in together, ready to kind of take it. And it's all off the back of some of the excellent just like practice that you can tell the squad has kind of been going for. Obviously 6 Karma, they're doing a good job on their own, but it really just feels like the protocols for the retake are definitely more online. And so 10-9, as close as ever between these two teams currently, but still we keep on going. Winthrop University 3 rounds away from ending this series early, while 6 Karma 4 rounds away from getting out that map number 3. Wow. Is there under a lot of pressure and succumbs?
Yeah, there's usually going to be an Odin there. And that TP spot has been checked already. Again, feels like the homework wasn't necessarily done by Ozera there. Oh, moves! That's gross. And the attempted TP in, Sabor makes it work! Moves! 2 sides of the same coin, my friend. So we got a 3v4 on the attack. Seaside has been taken over at a blistering pace. The stack from WU's already here. Prowler into Paranoia, into Sabor, once again running away and setting up the smoke behind him. But the entire stack continues to chase it down with such force and speed and aggression. Nightfall on top of it, and now the overdrive. Sabor has the first, has that Neon gone, has that ulti out of the way, but still 2v3 for this retake. 6K have so much velvet rope to churn through, and Glyph has dealt with one. Mephisto, first refrag, Spike well protected, wall banged, but it can't be hit. Mephisto walled away, and the double stack is able to manage. WU make it 11-9.
Wow, great stuff coming in on that retake there. I mean, you see them flood in, and once again, I am so impressed with how they want to play this. And you can tell, once again, they're leaning into that Infiltrator, just kind of run in there, hope for the best style. And then the rest of Winthrop University can just kind of flood in and play it a little bit more after that first initial layer of defense has been more or less broken down. Excellent usage of the utility as well to flush out some of those corners. And then Mephisto, in almost an impossible task to make that one happen. And yeah, that's going to be Winthrop University getting now to 11. 2 more rounds, and they are ready to go to the next matchup. Let's see how this one plays out. 6 Karma, no strangers to these thrifties. Sabors will have a rifle, has that Phantom in hand, well, a couple of stingers, then of course a Sheriff and a Headhunter ready to go on the side of 6 Karma, looking for those early 1 pickoffs.
Yet again, brazen. Yet again, broken. He just stands in the face of it all. And the stack will come to respond. Glyph with the smoke, very close to this. He might just Paranoia on the swing. They want to condition as many intimidating factors as possible. Yozera has drifted above this mesh, and Ali, tossing out that sensor, will give himself away. That's Odaku using his Annihilation to maybe sell the push a little harder. So the stack from WU is here, but a perfect grab net from Ali gives him 2. And the slowdown.
What's important there, though, is they're able to get the information, specifically where that spike is going. Now Governor ready for it, understanding that Infiltrator, just on the other side, should catch some of this aggression. And if they don't, then they know that they're going to be coming in here and not expecting the Governor just on the other side. At least able to get one on the way down. Mephisto's still alive as well.
Yeah, what you have to do at that point, you're willing to let go of one more person. It's got to be Mephisto, as Odaku holds down the spike.
Spike planted.
It's got to be Mephisto making the space with the stinger. Getting that opening frag onto Glyph. Giving them that extra angle, that extra rifle. Glyph manages. Odaku, so much to manage. And he has to go forward on top of it. No util to help him out. And Infiltrator makes it trivial with the slide. Winthrop University have 3 rounds of match point to themselves.
Yeah, and once again, this is just so well orchestrated from Winthrop University. Putting aside the gun differential, of course, the way that they just kind of are playing the mind games and the little micro plays that kind of go on here. Ali stepping out here, gets that information that that's where they're going. Once again, the setup, allowing the players to be the information, allows Governor to get a nice, cheeky, easy kill. And then the flood in from 3 different angles. The coordination is coming through. Communication, sure, that's been really good, but you know these players just feel so comfortable playing off of one another. And so Winthrop University find themselves at map point. Ali will have the Annihilation online. Mephisto coming in with the showstopper. And Mephisto has just been shining on this half. Has to make magic happen if 6 Karma want a chance for map 3.
It's got to be a big crowd shutdown, but the crowd goes the other way from Winthrop. The showstopper is launched by Mephisto, but it's a split decision, and Infiltrator gets 2 in the process. And the crowd is still here, cheering for their own victory that feels imminent. But 6K still have the space to roam back and try again, but with so much less proactive util. No paranoia, no smokes for Sabor. They've got to wait for quite some time to get the cycle going again. And in the process, WU can do so much extra clearing. Ali slowly walking forward on his mesh, making sure no one gets the early roam. And with that B shot out, it's clear.
Bring them down.
Keep in mind, Annihilation still a tool available for Ali, and yeah, it's coming out now.
Governor just spraying it through. Sabor, proactive.
Spike down B.
Nips it in the bud. Ali, next boss! And he deals with it swiftly. 6 Karma were the first to have a chance at sealing their fate in the Swiss stage today. That honor now falls to Winthrop University as they will win their first of 2 matches today.
And that has got to be a lot of pressure for 6 Karma because unfortunately their fate is now out of their hands. Winthrop University coming out on top. The NA representatives in this play-ins looking as clean as ever. And sure, they had a little bit of a rough start, but boy, did they pull their strats together. Everything was looking good coming in from these teams. And well, that's not to put any shame to 6 Karma as well. But that first map, that really went the distance and really would have taken its toll. But an excellent job between these 2 teams with such similar play styles. And that was one of the better matches of Valorant I think I've ever casted.
100%. That was a true banger, and 6 Karma brought the heat, continuously tripping up Winthrop at every turn. But the Comeback Kings just keep on coming back, and they'll come right back to this stage for their second match. Just 1 map they need to win to guarantee their position in this Swiss stage in their next match against Red Canids. And man, all eyes have got to be on